What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about external resources you can be using as a player for Heroes of Middle-earth to help give you an advantage. We're talking about places where you can meet with other players, kind of talk out strategies, discuss different things going on in the game, a place where you can go and take a look at the stats of characters, figure out what you need to do to plan ahead in terms of gear and resources and gold required, and also where you can be going to get the latest updates in terms of news with Heroes of Middle-earth. We're going to break that all down in today's video, so if you guys do enjoy this video, make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let's dive right into it. So if you are looking to kind of get the most in terms of your updates and what's going on with Heroes of Middle-earth, the best place you can be going is going to be the Heroes of Middle-earth website. There will be links to all the different resources that I have down below. This one is not going to give like your day-to-day updates, but your big news items, like for instance, your character kit reveals. This is where we learned that the month of June was going to be centered around elves, and now we were going to be getting the Lord Elrond legendary, we'd be getting new elves, and then this is where we also start to get our character kit reveals as well. We had Arwen, Eladin, and Elrond revealed here already. This is not going to give news in terms of the updates, that's going to be a different place, but this is where you're going to get a little bit of your news. There are some forums, but these are not really used, so I would recommend that if you're looking to get more out of in terms of what like hearing from the developers, being able to interact with some of the developers and the community manager, that's where we're going to be going to the Discord server, which we'll get to here in a moment. But the general discussion, the technical issues, these are not as widely used. A lot of players aren't really using this. Discord is just a more popular space for players to be using. Really, what you want to be focusing on with this website is keep an eye on here for the latest news in terms of characters, what to look ahead for the month. This is where we also got our road ahead in terms of the next 3 months. This is where we learned that Elrond was going to be the legendary. This is where we got a little more details on Mines of Moria. Website, this not going to be everything, but in terms of what to look forward to the next few months, this is going to be your best place to go to. Now, and moving on from that, the other place you want to talk about here is going to be the Lord of the Rings Heroes of Middle-earth Discord server. And not just that, there's also going to be content creator Discord servers, but the main hub for everything here is going to be the Heroes of Middle-earth. Not only is there general discussion where you can just talk about the game with other players, there's also different places, like for instance, you can talk about the different characters here in terms of who we have in the game, kind of talking about them. If you want to talk about teams and building teams and what you want to go for, that's where your team strategy comes into place. We've been talking quite a bit about the Road to Rivendell team. I was talking about Elrond and the Rivendell elves and what we can expect with that. Kind of talking about that stuff. And then, of course, also there's bugs and issues. If you want to talk about bugs and issues, this is a good place to go check things out. There's a suggestions and feedback server as well. There's also dev Q&As where there's been lots of questions. We've done videos about this as well, talking about the dev Q&A and what they've talked about. Guild recruitment, and if you're looking for guilds, there's 2 channels here for it as well. If you want to post some memes about Lord of the Rings, go for it. Discussions about the books, the movies, the Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power. There's also a bunch of different just kind of off-topic channels. A lot of players are in this server. If you want to chat the game or you want to just chat with other people about other things, I'm sure Diablo 4 is a big topic of conversation among players. I know it is on my guild server. You know, this is just a place where everybody can just get together and have some fun, chat about the game, do some other stuff, but also up here, there's an announcement channel where Hemophilus will be announcing updates. This is where we get like the kind of occasional update in terms of bug fixes, like for instance, fixing the 20 auto win challenge bug that was going on with the hard battles of those challenges. There was also some other issues there, but yeah, these big updates, this is where you're going to get the information about the big updates in terms of buffs, nerfs, well, not really nerfs, but if something's been adjusted, but if character has been buffed, if there's been changes to kits, in terms of bug fixes, in terms of like what just kind of general update notes as well is where you're going to get this. Also announcements in terms of, hey, here's a new character kit. and it's going to link to the EA website that we just went to in terms of character kits. That's all here on this Discord server, and not just beyond that, and also beyond that, you have your content creators. I have a Discord server, Tana. Pretty much all of your content creators have Discord servers. Recommend you guys go check those out because that's where other players also talk as well. Not everybody's going to be on the main hub server for Lord of the Rings Heroes of Middle-earth. Go check out your content creators. It's also a good place to go be updated on videos. That's all going to be really, really helpful. Now, moving on from that, we're going to have Lord of the Rings Heroes of Middle-earth.gg. This is going to be a website that is going to give you updates in terms of your characters, and you also have all this different stuff. Like, you can look at all the different characters in the game. You can filter them out by tags. You can look at abilities. You can look at the campaigns. You can look at tier lists. The tier list I don't necessarily agree with. This is one I think is still a little hampered by being reliant on what was in the beta, and a lot of character kits have changed since the beta. Some of these options here are good, but some of these I don't agree with as well. So take the tier list with a heavy dose of salt. But in terms beyond that, you can look at stats. You can see where each character ranks in terms of stats. You want to see who's got the highest health, who's got the highest damage, armor, focus, resistance, speed. All of that here in the stat tables. You can take a look at that. Ability effects, you can see the details on what a buff or a debuff does. In case you have questions about what those can do, that's all here. This is a very helpful database website. I highly recommend it. This is something we saw with Galaxy of Heroes. It was swgoh.gg, which was constantly updating with your characters and tier levels and events and everything. That is what LOTR.gg is going to be doing as well. You can also take a look at your different guilds, who's got the highest power, all that stuff. There's also Discord servers. So all of that is going to be here on this website. Highly, highly recommend it. And then the final place I'm going to recommend for you guys is going to be Trello. This is where you get a lot of information about what bugs are currently in the game, what's being investigated, what has been fixed, what's waiting for an update. There's a lot of stuff here. So if you're wondering about if something's bugged or not working properly, I do recommend you go check out this website. You will be able to find them here within the different areas. Like, I know, for instance, a big one that I know players are starting to note is that your Sam event is having issues with being able to use Sam past chapter 2-1, and that is going to that's going to be an issue for later on when people are getting their Road to Rivendell teams built up. But there's all these different bugs that you can be taking a look at, see if it's something that has been noted. If not, you can launch a ticket for it, see if it's been investigated, or see if it's going to be something that that has already been fixed. It's all here if you guys want to go check it out. This is just here just to get you an idea of what's going on. If you're running into a bug or an issue, see if it's something that's already been encountered, and if it's something that you should bring up with appropriate EA employees, or wait for an update here. That's going to kind of wrap it up here in terms of external resources. A couple different things: the main website for different character news, the Discord servers, the LOTR.gg database, and also Trello here in terms of bugs. That's going to kind of wrap it up for this video. Let me know what you guys think down below. Was there something you think I should have recommended instead of those for players to use? Any questions, concerns, comments, thoughts, and ideas, drop them down below. Again, if you guys have enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys next time.